Brian.
Welcome to Thunder Nerds. I'm Brian Hinton.
I'm Sarah Veslow.
And I'm Frederick Philip Von Weiss, and thank you for consuming the Thunder Nerds, a conversation with the people behind the technology that love what they do.
And do tech
Good. And we're here at DevFest Florida 2019 in
Orlando.
At the Oviedo Mall.
That was really enthusiastic. Yes.
It kind of like sounded like you condescended to be
Well,
like.
I kind of feel like I've said that a few times. That's all.
Oh, you're saying more.
And we're here with Eva Sofianos.
Hi.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So happy to have you on the show again.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, and you are also not only did you speak last year, but this year you're helping out.
I'm helping to contribute to the success of an amazing DevFest again.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, you do a lot of these, right?
Yeah, the GDG organizers, we love what we do, and we try to help each other out in hosting amazing events.
Yeah, that's so cool. So how did you actually get involved with the GDG and all that?
So I used to go to meetups down in the city, New York City, and in the Bronx where I teach, we didn't have a GDG.
Oh, interesting.
So I tried to get my students involved in going to meetups, but they didn't want to make the commute, or, it was too complicated to kind of say, let's fill out forms and do a class trip, which that would be weird with adults as a class trip to a meetup. I guess it would work.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
the overhead involved in filling out those forms would have been too much. So we said, why not start our own? And Hendrix, who organizes here in Orlando, used to organize in the Bronx with me, and in fact co-founded GDG Bronx with me in 2015, 16.
That's right. Yeah. I now that, as you say, I'm remembering after we spoke to you, because we had you on the show just a few months ago, and we were talking about that and how you work 12-hour days.
I think it was 16.
Sometimes it's a
16.
5-hour day, sometimes it's an 18-hour day. It depends.
Yeah, that's cool. So, so why come down to help with this one specifically in Florida?
Well, I have family nearby,
Oh, you do? Okay.
so it gives me an opportunity to go and visit them, assuming there are enough hours. But I really enjoyed this DevFest. It is the most magical DevFest.
It really
It
is.
really is.
And my current co-organizer in the Bronx even came down. There are other co-organizers from the local GDGs in Florida who are helping out with this one.
Oh, how cool.
So it's a real team effort.
Yeah.
Googlers have been extremely enthusiastic about coming, in particular, to this DevFest as well. So everybody's just hot on it.
Does it have anything to do with the weather?
Yeah. Oh, it's
As-
snowing. I need to go
Vacation.
down to
there's a
Florida.
lot to do here in Orlando.
That's
Let's-
true.
Let's just say it's warmer than it is in the northern states, but it's not
12
warm.
degrees right now.
No, it's
Yeah,
not warm.
it's not warm.
freezing. I'm sorry. It's freezing. Anything below 78 is cold.
Thank you, I agree.
Thank you.
And I live in New York.
Yep.
That's so funny. So what have you been up to?
Working hard, learning, teaching and learning, and having fun.
Yeah.
Organizing. We did our DevFest last month.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
What month are we in? We're in November?
Yeah, yes, it's November.
So we did it in September 22nd.
I hear you. This time of the year it seems like it's October, then suddenly November, and then it's January. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything flies by at the holidays.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing to help out here? Like, what are some things that you've done to share, like behind the scenes of help out?
Literally picking stuff up and putting it down.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
It's the best
that
part.
matters. I mean, putting shares.
Blowing up balloons.
You were involved
We've
in the
been-
balloon project?
Yes, we had a lot of fun with
The
that.
Balloon Project.
We might have had too much fun actually with that.
Really?
Yes, we started it last night.
Okay.
I've half finished it. Broke a lot of balloons in the process because apparently balloons are very sensitive. If you put too much air into a balloon.
And to
it-
darts.
Oh yeah, definitely. We didn't do that, and
Me
we didn't have
too.
any darts to have fun on purpose.
Maybe
it was
tonight.
just like, oh my goodness, we popped the balloon. So the guys were having a lot of fun making fun of me too. Every time I jumped,
Oh, that's not nice.
Yeah,
No.
that is not nice.
I could. No, it's perfectly nice. I was making fun of myself too. I was like,
Okay.
ah!
Yeah,
Brian's the same way with balloons.
I do.
Yeah.
Even if it's
Or
the
any-
50th balloon. But yeah, no major catastrophes, as we know with any. No, there haven't. Not even minor
It's
catastrophes.
not over yet.
Well, if the day starts well, usually it goes smoothly.
Yeah.
And since everything was in place already,
Mhm.
by the time registration began and people were smoothly registering and entering, I can predict that it will be
Oh,
unsurprising.
do it. Don't do
I'm
it.
jinxing it, right?
Don't
Right?
do it.
Oh, no,
There's no such thing as
Jinx.
jinx. Doesn't exist.
I mean,
Look at his face. He's like,
So far, no issues. Let's just say that. Just fun, great
Yeah,
talks.
yeah.
I caught the keynote.
Uh-huh.
It was really good. If you're interested in anything local in the area and want to hear more from Vanessa, I would say go find her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all about entrepreneurship and how the finances work behind it, as well as figuring out where to go and what to do. So she had a lot to share. She's been all over the world. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah. We're going to try to find her and get her on the show.
I will say we were here last night and it's amazing to see like in the NeoWare area, it wasn't set up at all. It came in, there's a like stage area, the chairs are all set up and
yeah.
I mean it's it's impressive in like one night and a morning. I mean the amount of work, and it's really appreciated everyone that volunteers and helps out. It's a significant thing.
You know, being in a unique position, getting involved with the DevFest, what are some of the things people might not know about that you could tell them?
Volunteers are always needed.
Yes.
Now, do I have to be a Google member to volunteer, or great?
You just have to be willing to help out with whatever might be needed, whether it's taping stuff or figuring out how to put together stuff.
Blowing up
or-
balloons?
Blowing up balloons, or creating
Again,
an
another one.
app for the conference.
Mm-hmm.
So Javi did that. He created an Android app, really cool.
Nice.
Whatever it might be. So whether you're technical or non-technical, you can volunteer.
Love that.
Do you know who did the logo this year?
Which logo?
The one on the website, because it looks a little.
Am I allowed to get up, go grab my phone, and remember what it looks like? 'Cause
I know. It's not the same as the one behind us?
No.
Oh.
I thought it was.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the new GDG logo.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Oh, it looks awesome.
So,
Looks-
yeah,
looks
so
cool.
the one that looks like the
Like the code?
Yeah.
like the diamond tag,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
or the meta tag, depending
That's
on
cool.
whether you are a Java developer or a web developer.
So what was your question about it?
I was just curious who did it.
Oh, who did it? Okay.
Do you
Google.
know?
They
It's something I could-
offered it onto the
that's
GDG
cool.
community, so that's our new logo.
Ah,
Cool.
nice. I like that.
It's on my bag right there if you turn it around.
Oh, yeah. So what?
Sorry, people, can't show you.
Yeah.
We'll have
Go to the
a-
website.
We'll
Yeah.
bring it up.
Yeah, go to the website. Yeah, good point. What are some of the things that maybe, again, being in a unique position that you are, what are some of the things that people might not know about DevFest? Like some of the things that they should,
Secrets.
yeah, some of the secrets, some of the things that, not secrets, but
Are
some
there
of the
secrets?
points of value that they're going to take away from the conference.
So as attendees,
Yeah, as attendees.
there's something for everyone, and depending on which DevFest you go to,
Yeah, for me too.
yeah,
Okay.
what your interests are. If you're interested in diving into web, into mobile, or into, let's say, more business style entrepreneurship,
Mm-hmm.
you can find your path. There are all different levels, such as beginner, intermediate, or sorcerer.
Sorcerer.
I want to be a sorcerer.
Well, we can say advanced, but that's kind of boring.
Yeah, I like sorcerer. I want to use
Sorcerer.
black magic. Yeah. Ooh, how does it go?
I don't know. Ha, ha, ha. There's fencing too, and
Lightsabers.
Lightsabers.
I
Yeah.
did
and
see,
lessons.
I did see somebody today that looked pretty
Yeah.
much like they stepped out of Star Wars set.
Yeah.
Mhm.
well, how do you know they didn't?
They probably did.
Ooh.
It's an actual
We're talking
Jedi,
about secrets
actually.
here.
So
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you want to learn how to fence or fight with lightsabers and go after Darth Vader, you can. That's another thing at the DevFest. Who would have thought?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to get that Darth Vader guy. I'm going to build a fence, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Build a fence?
Yeah,
Find a
fence,
perfect
fencing,
donut.
building fences.
Oh, no. I meant like, you want me to do it again? Ka-cha, ka-cha.
I really did.
He was
So
trying to
it's
do that.
ka-cha.
Yes.
Are there any talks that you particularly were excited about, like seeing yourself?
Well,
Like the
well,
fencing
I
talk?
was on my way to one,
Oh man.
Oh.
Oh, now I feel
No,
bad.
it's perfectly fine. I'll, if they're
What was
recorded,
it?
I can
What
catch
was
it. It was a mobile development one.
Oh, cool.
By Murat. So I'll catch it as a recording. It's perfectly fine. I'm really happy to be here. So I would have told you, no, I'll come back later.
I gotta go to this. Sorry.
That's cool.
I got nothing.
Nothing.
No, they've covered everything.
Where
Wow.
are we?
Elite them all.
Thank you.
Ka-cha, ka-cha.
Oh, that was good.
I love that.
Cha-ka-cha.
Ka-cha, ka-cha. So what else has been going on with you with what so you just had that event you said in September.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about it?
So we had a rap artist come and sing the blockchain
rap.
song.
There's a blockchain song?
There's a
Yes.
blockchain song?
Yes.
How does it go? Let's hear it. Boom.
You don't want to hear it from me.
Boom.
That's
I
for sure.
really do. Oh my God. Boom.
Yeah. Blockchain.
I think we need to make him learn it.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he can do it.
I'll be happy to.
Yeah, he would do it.
Yeah.
We had all different content. We had mobile, we had web, we had
Nice.
cloud, we had the Google Assistants,
Mm.
and we had a lot of fun.
Did you do a talk as well?
I was organizing.
But no, but
I was
She doesn't
running-
have time to do a
she
talk.
could. She is very diversified. She could do a talk too.
Oh, she could.
So
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
Right.
I did a talk last week at a different dev fest.
Oh, you did?
That's true.
Okay.
Jeez.
What was your talk on?
It was actually on salary negotiations.
Ooh, interesting.
Ask for the monies.
Mm.
Well, don't say show me the money. That's
No, ask for the money
how will you ask is the whole point.
politely.
Politely, very politely.
So when I go to the thing, like if I'm going to a salary negotiation, the first thing I should do is sit down with my cup of coffee and just be like, and just push over a number that says 200K right away, right?
Sure.
No.
Doesn't mean you get it.
What should I do? What's the right thing to do?
Well, if you are, let's say, interviewing,
Mhm.
you would like to go through your interview process and feel them out. If they offer you a number first, do
Mhm.
your research, of course, behind the scenes. Go
Sure.
to all the different websites that you can and find out what the appropriate salary range is for someone with your skills in that area, because it is regional. And then counter
So
politely.
what if they, and this has happened to me in my career quite a bit. So what if first call, usually you're talking to the recruiter and they're just kind of doing the test to make sure before they send you on.
Yeah.
And they ask you what your current salary is. How do you handle that question?
Avoid it. Your future salary should not be based on your current salary. You can say, I'm looking for, but
I'm
Only-
looking for.
only if they're pressuring you and they're pressuring you to give a number and fill in the looking for with something that you've done your research on
Okay.
for that area and that particular position.
Interesting.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah, it's very difficult to navigate.
Mm.
And they're much more experienced as recruiters or hiring managers
Mm.
than the person who is interviewing, unless they were previously hiring
Yeah.
many people.
Yeah.
Because how often will you actually interview for a position and start negotiating your own salary? Not every 3 months.
Yeah.
Not every week, not every day like they do, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully every 3 years you will be looking for a new position. If you really like where you are and you're magically getting amazing raises,
Right.
you're set for
Magic.
life.
Magic.
Yeah.
Magic raising.
Well, the magic will
Magic.
come. So
So what about the one thing I've seen a lot in the industry is remote people and how their wage. How would you handle that? Or is it based on national, or is it based on where you live? Like how would you negotiate that?
So usually it's your base, not where you live, but where the base of your company is, that your position is, your team is.
Oh, that's interesting.
However,
Okay.
your cost of living, if you are 700 miles away, totally different state, can be extremely different. Usually companies
Like
have
that sort of
the
situation.
ranges set
Yeah.
based on, okay, that's your central location. You live in New York City, or you live in San Francisco, or wherever it is that you live in your bases, or you live down here in Orlando, or in
Yeah.
Phoenix. I don't know where you might live.
Yeah, it's so tricky to me though, because it seems unfair for some people. Because some people might get paid way more than other people, but they're in a lower cost of living.
It depends
Yeah.
on how they calculate it. I mean,
Yeah, I
I've been doing remote now for a really long time, and I've worked where they do it per region,
Mhm.
and it's not accurate. And so then you're fighting and fighting. And then I've worked where it's based on where they're located. And so then you can be in a situation where, especially, I mean, I live in Dade City on a 5-acre farm. Like, you know, I'm not exactly in the tech hub. So if they're going to pay me the rates there, then it's going to be higher for me. So then there's a question of like, is that fair? And, you know, it's an interesting problem.
Yeah, your skill set.
Totally fair. Love it.
Yeah.
Not going to complain.
Your skill set.
So,
That's awesome. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. You brought up if you said at the beginning, if they provide you a number first. So I was just wondering what you meant by that is, should I have a number ahead of time that I communicate to them?
You want to avoid that.
Okay.
If it gets to the point that you have no choice but to blurt out a number,
Mm-hmm.
be ready. Have your research done before you get to that point.
Okay.
single number or a range? Should you give a range?
Mm.
You could, however, whatever number or range you're specifying, the lowest
Should be.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if it's a range, the lower bound is what they're going to take. It makes perfect sense. It's not personal, it's business.
There you go.
Mhm.
They want to get a good deal.
Yeah.
And you want to get paid well.
So always start your lower end
At
the,
your
at
high.
the highest.
Yeah.
Well, not being greedy,
I mean, where
right?
you want to be. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, not being greedy, but
No.
something practical
Yeah.
and competitive.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because once you're in, I mean, it could be a year till you get a raise, and then you're talking about like maybe sometimes it's 1%, 3%. I mean, it's very, very difficult then to move up in pay.
You would have to work towards getting a promotion, which also is difficult.
Yeah,
You'll
and
need
not
to,
for everybody. Not, you know, then you get forced into it sometimes into a management track, and that's not what you want. But it's the only way to make more money.
Mhm.
We can do a little show on this.
Yeah, we really can.
It
So-
could be.
Yeah. So what is, if you could give us like one of the magic kind of bullets here? What's like one of the tricks that we should know when we go into this kind of negotiation? Like, you know what, it's good, do this, and you're going to be more successful when you negotiate.
Well, do your research first.
Mm-hmm.
So know what is considered competitive, know what you're worth,
Mm-hmm.
know if you can find out the budget. Let's say the recruiter is willing to share with you what the budget is for that position, and that's a very good question to ask so that you can pinpoint what number to spit back.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Yeah, be prepared going into it. Like, ask as many questions as you can, not just know your technical stuff, but know the financial stuff behind it.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense. You know, really scope out the business and maybe see what somebody else is making within that same career path in other companies,
Yeah,
competitors.
it's very easy. You just do a quick search on whatever the position title is,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll get a lot of details in the area. But if you have the inside info,
Mm-hmm.
better, much better.
Yeah,
Because it could be
excellent.
different for a particular company.
Should you write your dollar amount in calligraphy?
Sure, why not?
Etch a sketch.
Write it with a crayon.
Yeah, I like this much. Yeah,
Multiple colors.
multiple colors. Yeah, I love it.
You could do it like those ransom notes where you cut out
Oh
all
my
the
God.
numbers from the different magazines.
That'd be so creepy.
Oh my goodness.
And then on the bottom, I know where you live.
exactly. Or else.
That is a really good tip to not take.
Yeah, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me.
The opposite of that.
Yeah.
One thing is, don't pretend you're irreplaceable.
Mm.
They
Yes.
do want you, and that's why they're making an offer.
Sure.
But there's somebody else that could fill a position if you think you're, Mr. Magic or Miss Magic or just magical
Mm-hmm.
beyond belief.
Yeah, absolutely. Be humble.
Be
Yeah.
humble and be down to earth.
Yeah, I think for the most part, we want to hire people that we want to work with.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of times
Yeah.
skills could be taught, but people that are just kind of come off and don't have the chemistry. It's you want to be able to have someone that it's easy to work with and easy to collaborate with. Just make everything go smoother.
Speak for yourself.
Like for Brian, you don't want Brian. Just kidding.
Brian.
He's mean to me all the time. I'm used to it.
I am a lot. Yeah,
Off the camera though, he's the sweetest teddy bear.
I am. Yeah, Mr. Snuggles.
No.
Yeah, that's what
That's
they call
not
me.
what I've experienced whatsoever.
Well, it switches. It goes to you when it's off camera.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming on and kind of last minute moment. Yeah.
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 Sorry for interrupting your talk.
Yeah.
Can you
I
stop
see.
apologizing?
Yeah.
Well,
and
I feel
already-
bad. I
But
hate
it's
doing
being
that.
recorded.
That's
Okay.
okay.
And I'm
That's
sorry
okay.
for Brian. So and with that,
I'm sorry for Frederick being so mean to Brian.
Thank you.
And I'm not sorry at all.
there we go.
She isn't.
How can people find out more about you? Where should they go?
At Eva Sofianos on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Just Google my name, you'll find me.
Okay, there we go. One stop. One place. That's easy enough. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching. We got a whole lot more coming up.